Grumble, grumble.
Hello everyone. Today is a very special day on the Grumpy Meatball because part of my most anticipated Kickstarter of all time has finally arrived. What we have here is Tanares Adventures for Arena the Contest. This monstrosity, if you can believe it, is an expansion for Arena the Contest. And doesn't even include like the stretch goals and all that kind of stuff, or at least not all of them. So a little bit of history for me with Tanares Adventures and Arena the Contest. Funnily enough, right before I started this YouTube channel, I finally and this was during COVID, I finally talked myself into trying out Tabletop Simulator. And the game that I ended up playing the most on it was Arena the Contest. It just plays really well on TTS. I even found some scenery, like walls, digital files for walls on Tabletop Simulator and put those in to create the 3D environment that you play in, and was having a blast with it. And I remember at the time telling my wife that this is great because now I don't have to buy this game. I'm playing it on Tabletop Simulator and it's so slick and so smooth and it's free, and Dragori Games wasn't trying to pull any crap with controlling it or copyright striking it. And so my theory was I won't have to buy this game now because I can play it on Tabletop Simulator. But then I started thinking about it, and I started thinking about the industry and the way that some companies treat Tabletop Simulator and similar kind of demo, trial products. And I realized that I so respected Dragori for their approach that not only did I need to show them my support by buying the game, but that I liked the game so much that I needed to buy everything that's ever been created for it. So I literally have like a $1,200 pledge for Arena the Contest, everything, every single thing, every add-on, every map pack, every sleeve pack, Tanares Adventures, everything, all painted to the extent that they offered it. So I get the painted versions of everything, all the dragons and everything, extra dice, everything. And also for the RPG, I went all in on the RPG as well, which comes with a ton of additional materials for the board game. So this is the first thing that's shown up. Slight disappointment just because I can't play this, obviously. This is an expansion to a game that I don't own yet. But that's fine. This journey that we're going to take with Arena the Contest is going to be a long one. And so we can afford to take our time. And so today I'm going to do a basic unboxing of Tanares Adventures, and then I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix it up a little bit. Instead of doing like a 2-hour-long unboxing like I've seen so many channels do, where I go through all the materials in depth in a single video, I'm going to make a series of unboxing videos. So I'm going to do a basic overview, which is what we're doing right now, and then separate videos on the miniatures and the cards and tiles and all that, and the rule book, so that we can dig a little deeper without y'all needing to sit here for hours on end. And that way, if you're not interested in anything but the miniatures or the updated rules or something like that, you can just watch the video you want instead of having to fast forward, or I could make one giant video and put chapters on it, but I think I'm going to try it this way. So here we go. Man, that is a big box of stuff. It's easily bigger than the Chronicles of Drunagor core box, at least thicker. which is the biggest, one of the biggest boxes I have. This goes beyond it. So this thing is like deluxe. You've got hundreds of miniatures. You've got game trays with custom Tanares themed graphics on them, as you can see here. And it just keeps going and going and going. So first of all, we've got a tray full of miniatures. Looks like some new player characters, heroes, lots and lots of villainy type characters. Like the scale of this expansion and of this game with this expansion is so ridiculously huge that it's like hard to even put into words. Like, this is like World of Warcraft, the board game, essentially. Like, it's on that level of scale where you're traveling around a world map, visiting settlements and towns, completing quests. You can have multiple parties running at the same time. So two different, you know, like groups of heroes doing different quests that'll intersect. Like, it's insane, the level of depth that this expansion adds. And remember too that this is just one box. I've got like 15 other boxes for Arena of the Contest coming, not including the actual RPG books. So right there you've got the first game tray, which already has like 30, 40 miniatures in it. And again, I'll do a separate video where I unbox the miniatures in detail so that we can really get in there. Guys, I'm still working on a shoestring budget or no budget. I am shooting this stuff on my phone. I only have one phone, so it's not particularly easy for me to do stuff like change the camera angle or zoom in or out. This is as low-tech as it gets, basically. And so that's why I was thinking, a lot of times I'll take pictures. Recently I've been trying to take like images of the miniatures and splice them into the video so that you can see up close the miniatures. And I'm going to continue doing that, but for this game in particular, I really think it calls for, let's just blow it out and do a series of videos so that I can deep dive into each aspect of it, you know, because the level of zoom that I need to properly show you a miniature is different than the level of zoom I need to show you this tray and to unbox it. So here's another tray just jam-packed with miniatures. Holy mama. And I'll give you some examples. This gargoyle, freaking awesome. I'm so excited about this game. Grumpy Meeple has nothing grumpy to say about Dragori games. I love Dragori games. Everything that I've seen from them has been like pitch perfect. Even their communication to me, which was basically like one email where I can't remember, they responded to a question I had, but they actually responded, and it was, you know, relatively quick. And this is my first time seeing the miniatures up close and personal, but you know, I have no beef with these. These are definitely, you know, board game miniatures, and they look great. They've all got textured bases and unique bases, lots of kind of extra stuff going on. Here's some dwarvy guys. I'm not sure what those are. Got some terrain here. I love terrain in my games. And then we've got a big pile of books, which it looks like is all of the monster, boss cards, and the hero cards, and then some like rule reminders. And then you've got all of your monster cards. And this is a new addition to the arena system. In the previous game, as far as I know, and as what I recall from Tabletop Simulator, the stats for the monsters and such, they were just laid out in the quest book. Like, it would just say these orcs have X amount of, you know, hit points or damage. Or it was even more generic, and it was just like all minions have, you know, 60 hit points, and then it would list a couple of specific like abilities that that particular minion group would have. But in this game, they have unique activation cards for all the monsters, multiple levels, like variations of each monster. It even shows you the freaking miniature on the card. This is goddamn genius. I don't know why more people don't do this. The unpainted miniature, just as it looks in the box. That's what I want to see on this card, so that I can find the goddamn miniature in this immense pile of madness. That's awesome. And again, each tray has its own unique, bespoke design. I'm not entirely sure how this lady was kind of in here. Yeah, whatever. So this time we've got the Grim Reaper, basically, or the Tanares version of it anyways. Next up, we've got a big old tray full of stuff, storage. I know what this is. I watched another unboxing video. I can't remember what it is, but it's not meant to sit in here. It sits on the table. I think it contains like some, I don't know, like some amulet or something. We've got a gigantic miniature of a pretty bitchin' ogre lord. And again, we'll get close in on this stuff later, but it's a really cool miniature. Love, again, the bases. Got some rocks on it, got an axe and some skulls. Putting in those extra details. We've got a pile of cubes. I believe these are used to track your like leveling up. Some hexagonal bases, which is funny. I don't think I've ever seen hexagonal bases in a board game. Not clip-on ones, at least. And then just, you know, a ridiculous shit pile of cards that I will go through in a later video. But that's not all, folks. For even beneath that, we have a pile of punch board. You got some room tiles, some basic punch board. This is that amulet thing I was talking about, that the weird little circular piece holds or contains somehow. One question I have, I'm not entirely clear on, is if I bought the plastic token pack for Arena the Contest, but there wasn't a plastic token pack for Tanares, and so I'm really hoping that the pack that I purchased contains all the plastic tokens, because I kind of hate mixing them. That's why I buy the legit ones, you know, like the nice plastic ones. And then you've got a seriously heavy, like heavy enough that I don't even want to pick that up, because I'm recovering from a procedure. I had to have my wife lift this onto this table. Procedure on nether regions. Men get, well, sometimes you might know what I'm talking about. This is like a 10-pound pile of books and it looks like character upgrade sheets. This is insane. Like, the scale of this game really is like just like mind-blowing. I don't know how they do it. frankly. You know, these guys didn't come back and ask for any additional money for shipping. They didn't raise the price of, as far as I can remember, they didn't raise the price of Arena the Contest during the Tanares Adventures campaign. And if they did, it was very minimally. Like, they just did everything right. And God bless them, because this game looks freaking unbelievable. And the fact that this is just the expansion. Like, this doesn't even have the core components that you can't even play this as is. So you got a game with upwards of 90, looks like 90, 95 miniatures, and it's not even complete. It's not even a complete set. You still need the base game and all the monsters that came with that. And even with that, that does not encapsulate everything you can get. Like, I've got 6 or 7 or 8 or 10 like smaller box expansions with like updated miniatures and unique boss miniatures instead of the kind of generic ones that come in the Arena of the Contest box. Just piles and piles of stuff that is on top of this extraordinary pile of board game goodness. So I pray that they ship that to me quickly, because I really want to get this to the table. The box has a nice linen finish. It's a beautiful box. I mean, I don't know how it's going to hold up in terms of durability, because there's like 20 pounds worth of stuff in here, but it is reinforced, you know. And if I can, on the sides, they show all the different hero characters that you can play, at least from the core game. I don't know if it includes all the extra stretch goal guys and whatnot. But keep an eye on the channel for more Tanares related content. This is like this is my game. Like, this is the game that I've been waiting for. This is a game that I've been using to convince myself not to back other games. Like, oh, you know, I don't really need another dungeon crawler. I've got Tanares coming in on top of all the other shit I already have. That's like a lifetime's worth of game. So I'm really looking forward to diving into this. Really looking forward to showing it off to y'all. Hope you enjoyed this unboxing, and I will talk to you later.